Hey, how's it going, everybody? So what I wanted to talk about was some of the things that I saw in the Did You Know video from the one that was presented to us. Professor Hours was definitely right. It was pretty outdated. No shocker that a lot of these stats would really change over time, just because some of these involve technologies that are really, I would say, addictive, and they just keep growing and growing. So for example, some of the ones that stood out to me were like social media posts comparisons from today and then from the video or the posts from the ones from before from the old video. So some of the stats that I came up with was 2.8 billion versus the 845 million that were shown on the prior video. One of the things that I saw was interesting too was just the amount of revenue or money that's being made through social media platforms like Facebook. It shows that it's up to $27.2 billion, which is almost over 90% of its income. So, no shocker there. Another thing too is that social media platforms, again, like Facebook, it showed that over 200 million small businesses from all over the world are now a part of this big organization or social media platform. So technology has definitely changed how we do business. So this next slide talks a little bit more about different things that have changed and evolved from, again, the old video posting to what I could find today. Another thing that I found out was that through Facebook, there's now over 111 languages that it is available in compared to 70. Twitter, another social media giant, it's stated that over 500 million tweets are sent out every day today, or at least currently today, versus the 50 million that it showed from the old video. In comparison, that is around 6,000 tweets per second, as opposed to 600 tweets per second, but that's still quite a lot. Of course, like anything else with any of these, giants, these social media giants, I don't I don't see these numbers staying stagnant. And they're just going to keep growing and getting bigger and bigger as more devices start to connect to the internet, which that's the trend as well. Uh, so let's see, Google searches. That's something that I'm notorious for myself. It shows today 5.4 billion versus back then it was 2.7 billion when this video or the old video was made. So that was actually quite a jump, almost double. So here's one that I mentioned earlier, or I hinted to it, which was the internet devices that are connected to the internet. As you guys can see here on the PowerPoint, 21.5 billion is what it shows right now, how many internet devices are connected to the internet, as opposed to 1 billion in 2008, and in 1992, 1 million, and in 1984, 1,000. So same like everything else, I see this trend growing exponentially as well. And the last item that I wanted to talk about that kind of stood out to me was just birth rates and how that is factored in every 5 minutes. According to the numbers that I came up with, in the United States, there are 250 babies per minute. So times 5 minutes, that would be around 1,250 compared to 67. Now the thing with China was that the number of babies in China are actually going down because a overpopulation problem in China, and so there is a lot of government and social programs per se to help keep the households a lot smaller for this reason. So in conclusion, these are my thoughts and the ideas that stood out to me. So the world as we know it, it will continue to change.